What would happen if you like closed all your windows, closed all your doors, everything, and just left like the bathtub running? Like,
Oh man.
like it
You
would
talking about
flood.
the upstairs bathroom? Oh, it would flood the whole house.
Yeah, I get that, but like, what happens when once the house floods? You just like, can you swim around in your house?
I don't know. I mean, especially if you got
So
laminate floors, it's going to destroy your whole house, man.
did you just want to?
Warp the
Did you just
floor?
want to turn your house into a swimming pool?
I think that's probably what it was. Cause like there was like multiple days I've thought about this.
I
Like I'd be
mean,
like,
you'd
what?
probably die because you're going to get electrocuted from all the freaking wiring in your house.
But think about this. Think about like a 6-year-old thinking about this. Okay, it's like that was my number one thing. It's like what happened once it reaches the light switch? If like you stay 5
Did
feet
you
away from the
ever
light switch,
attempt it?
no. Would you?
Stay 5 feet away from the light switch.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No.
What are
Like,
you even talking? This is the kind of guy that puts a fork in the electrical outlet.
don't do it.
No,
I can't
I
confirm.
definitely
Don't
feel
do
like
it.
Hectic has tried to fish out toast from a toaster with a metal fork before.
Oh god.
No, there was a day I was fucking with something with batteries and I metal knife and I electrocuted myself. That day wasn't fun. It wasn't a knife.
Just
My
not the
brother,
toaster in the
my
back.
brother electrocuted himself with an electric mousetrap before.
How the fuck? did you
Electric
manage that?
mousetrap.
What the fuck even
He
is an
stuck
electric
his hand.
mousetrap?
Who buys an electric mousetrap? What is that? What does that do? It just fries the
My
mouse
grandparents. No,
What are you gonna do,
it just
cook it up and
doesn't
eat it
enough to
afterwards?
kill it. That's
and just
it.
freaking boils it.
It's like just enough to stop its heart, but he like stuck his hand inside of it.
I mean, how?
Stop this
What's
heart?
wrong
No
with the
reason.
regular mousetrap? I don't understand.
Well,
It breaks their neck.
I don't know.
You really want to kill it? You don't really kill it. Just shoot it. Just shoot the mouse. Pull up the 12 gauge and just start letting load.
You just
mean-
go and start shooting holes in your floor.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get the mouse.
What this? See, this is the reason for concrete floors.
And then whenever
Yeah,
concrete's slippery,
concrete
you
floor.
can use
If
to
you got
to
concrete
fill up
floor, you
any
can have 12
holes.
gauge, whatever.
So you mean to tell me you just gonna go in your basement or your concrete floor and start unloading 12 gauge on it? You're just gonna throw a raccoon in the middle of the bitch and start unloading?
buy a freaking minigun and just unload on mice.
There's no need for a shooting range, just start shooting at your floor.
You don't think that's overkill on the mice in a slight bit?
No, man.
I mean, fuck it, if you're gonna go that logic, just RPG the floor.
I mean, you may as well just blow up the house. Just freaking burn down the house for one mouse.
Might as well, I mean.
Put a stick of dynamite in the friggin' sink and just blow the thing.
No, I mean, if you just open up the gas line, then let it stick of dynamite.
I don't
Don't
have
even
any
leave the
gas
house.
line, so that wouldn't work.
Oh, well.
Why aren't we talking about this stuff in a public lobby for people to react to?
Because everyone be like, shut the fuck up, retard.
The stuff people has to say about this would be hilarious.
Great, now I gotta upload these videos in weird proportions. I gotta upload the last part of us talking about concrete floors. And then this live stream go automatically update. I should just fucking video this, or fucking, I'll figure it out.
Oh god.
Oh my god, what, how the hell did we, what even happened? Oh, that's how it was, electrocution, then electric mousetrap, okay.
Yeah, we were talking about you fishing stuff out of toasters with a fork.
Oh.
You know, is that the only time I've been
No, I
electrocuted?
don't know.
Is that the only time I've been electrocuted? Yeah, I think that's the only
I
time
didn't know
I've been
you could get electrocuted like that. I've done that before.
Has
I didn't get
there,
electrocuted.
has there ever been something like you?
I don't know. I've never tried it. That's just what I was always told.
I mean, I took some, one of those boiled egg tongs or whatever, fished it out.
You mean to tell me your toast got
It
stuck
was
in
like a
toaster?
game of Operation.
The only thing buzzing gonna be his goddamn heart. So you mean to tell me let's just take a simple basic toaster.
Let me just give you some advice. Don't wash out your toaster while it's plugged in.
2020 quote right there, boys. 2020 quote. No toaster out. So it's a bad idea to take
especially when it's plugged in.
Fuck, I mean, just take it in the bathtub. Just pour some soap in there, and rinse it out.
Wash the toaster out in the bathtub when you're taking a bath.
Yeah, you kill two birds with one stone.
I don't think you'd kill birds. I think you'd kill yourself.
You kill yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to call yourself a bird, that's okay.
I mean, I've had dreams where I was a bird.
Did you kill yourself?
That's weird.
You hit yourself in the head with a rock?
In one of them, I was one of those pigeons that fly into windows. It was just that over and over again.
This ain't a Windex commercial.
This ain't a Windex commercial.
Oh my god. What in the fuck have we resorted to? Alright, I'm gonna throw us in a fucking another Florida lobby.
There's him loading up a gun in the background.
Oh my god.
See, this is a proper time when you need a 12 gauge. The mic's gonna come out.
What are we doing? I don't want to play a game.
Okay, we just gonna sit in the lobby then. I just didn't want everyone sitting in the
No,
lobby.
I'm just gonna sit right here.
Okay.
I'm having a good time.
I mean, if you have the 12 gauge, you don't have to worry about the mice anymore. Because we were talking about 12 gauge.
I mean, you have to have concrete flooring for the 12 gauge.
Well, yeah, you won't put it on the second floor. It's gonna work the best. It might have been in the basement by next Tuesday, but that's okay. You know someone's gonna watch this and say, what the fuck are these retards doing?
I killed the president.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna knock at your door. Excuse me, sir, you got a moment to talk. What's this about?
Which one?
What?
There's a bomb threat.
Is it from you? Apparently, it's just FYI. Apparently,
call me on my payphone.
Apparently, it's illegal to say you're gonna kill the president.
One kid called a bomb threat into my school one year in middle school.
Wait, someone brought a bomb to your school?
No, somebody said, like, called the school and said they were gonna bring a bomb into school and hide it in one of the lockers. They brought in dogs and the bomb squad and everything, and we had to sit out on the football field.
I brought a toy grenade to school once.
Oh
had
my
a pin
God.
that pulled out. It looked so real.
See,
I mean, I didn't pull it out or anything. I mean, it was just, but.
See, when
they didn't even get us far away from the school or anything. They had us on the bleachers closest to the school, on the football field that was maybe 10 feet away from the school.
I brought it and I put it in some dude's locker.
See, here's the thing. People always, I shouldn't talk about this. I'm probably gonna get fucking, booted off YouTube. But why would you, if you have a bomb threat, why would you tell everyone to go in one centralized point? All you need to do is take the bomb with you.
It's time to go outside and run.
Yeah, I feel like more people would survive if there was an S camp.
Go in the basement where the meth lab is.
Dude, so I don't know how true this is, but my junior high had a basement, and I don't know how accurate it was. Apparently there was a fucking swimming pool down there.
Same.
But
okay.
It was weird because you heard teachers talking about it, but like they never brought it up, or like you'd ask them,
yeah,
there's
a swimming pool. It'd be kind of hard to bring it up.
It's kind of weird. I mean,
I'm okay leaving the swimming pool in the basement. I mean, they couldn't put it anywhere anyway.
Why would you put a swimming pool in a basement? I don't understand. Just put it in the classroom. Everybody gets naked.
Maybe they didn't think it through. They built the swimming pool first, then realized it took up all the room on the property, and had to build the building around it.
Yeah, that explains why my school was a piece of shit. We had this old hag. Her name was. We had this old hag. Her name was Miss Diane. So it started off in elementary school. She was a recess guard.
Oh, she was in the swimming pool and the building collapsed.
I hope. So we had Miss Diane, and she like apparently I would assume she got in shit or something because she told us she was retiring. It was a whole big fiasco. And then, you know, here I am thinking I don't got to deal with this bitch anymore. You know how recess guards work, especially you know 90-year-old ladies who sound like they smoke a fucking pack or a carton a day. She literally sounded like this. She sounded like the bitch who talks about Mike Wazowski. So, sound like
she
that every
day.
She
got a friggin' hole in her throat and she's smoking from the hole.
She sounded like she was a year off a goddamn trach. She really did. So,
anyways, what's the point of this story?
So she goes to retirement. Everyone's like, yeah, we don't have to deal with this bitch anymore. And you know, this is back in, you know, elementary school.
And she died.
You had to go through and ask all your friends, you know, is it okay to cuss? So we all graduate elementary school and we go to junior high. And we had like, you know, them I forget what they're called, like track and field tracks around. And we had a sand pit too. I'm not gonna get into the sand pit. The sand pit was fucking mess. So we're all going outside, and next thing you know, I see this old hag fucking peek around the corner, start grilling people down. I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? Go back in your retirement home. And there's this kid.
Did she eat them afterwards, or did she just cook them and leave them there?
She just left them there. But there was this time, there's a kid. I don't know his actual name. I think his name's like something Noe or some shit. And
Noe.
I think it's like, I don't want to use
names.
What
kind of name is that?
No, I think it's his last name. I believe his first name starts with J.
What kind of last
name
is that?
You think it's safer to give somebody's last name out to the public than it is to give their first name?
Well, fuck it. I don't even give a shit anymore. So, I believe it's his name.
Give us his social security number.
People can locate his entire family like that. You can't do anything with a first name.
311-27-4812. So.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know my social security number.
If you did, say it.
Someone's gonna take your identity. But
God.
So there was this kid. He was sitting, because our lunchroom was weird. It was dead smack in the middle of the, like, school. So like when kids would walk to class and shit, it was right in the middle, and you'd see everyone. We had the art room, fucking science room, all spread out, and you know they're right next to it. So there's this kid.
Yeah, I would throw things at kids in my cafeteria whenever we walked past.
No. Hold on. So we're sitting there at lunch, and we had hot dogs that day. And this kid sat in like one of the farther parts of, or like the outer skirts of this cafeteria
How
room.
long is this story?
Shut up.
Is this the same story about the old woman?
Yes, it is. Shut up. Let me finish. So this kid, I mean, like this, he takes this fucking wiener and just shit whips it across the fucking lunchroom and smacks the kid right in the head. And then next thing you know, this fucking goon, Miss Diane, starts creeping around the corner, making her fucking way over. You know, by the way, she's like 3'5", so you can't see her half the time sitting down.
You can't see her. So you just absolutely can't see her. And she's in a wheelchair, so she's like 1 foot now.
She can hide behind a fucking skateboard. So
how small is that wheelchair?
The wheelchair is taller than her.
So
he can't reach the little pedals that hold them off the ground.
With her being this old hag, she never like came in front of you and talked to you. she'd always come behind you and like tap you on the shoulder a few times and feel like, you know, you're gonna get something jammed up your ass like you're in prison. So
people tap you on your shoulders before they do that.
I mean, it depends on the prison. Some people are nice about it.
I doubt anybody would tap you on the shoulder. They would just put you against the wall.
Just balls to the wall. So this kid fucking shit.
Laying in the concrete floor.
Concrete floors, man. Buy one, get one. If you're watching this video, please buy a concrete floor. It'll save your life one day. There's so many multi-purposes. So, if you lay down concrete Laying Company, sponsor me.
Do not lay down concrete on the second floor of your house.
Just put it on the roof. It'll be better. Mr. Pringles quote 2020. So this kid shit whips his hot dog.
Clogs up the toilet.
It's gonna clog the toilet if you pour it on the roof.
That's not what I said, but okay, just keep going.
So, this kid shit whips this hot dog across the fucking lunchroom, and she comes around. She taps him on the shoulder, and she's like, "Mr. Noe, I saw that hot dog fly." and like everyone's looking at her like, what in the fuck? and everyone around him is dying fucking laughing, and she starts losing her shit on him because they're all fucking laughing at her. Because literally, she goes through like a carton a day. And I'm like, what in the fuck just happened with this shit? I'm still trying to process the fact this kid got fucking smacked in the face with a goddamn hot dog 20 feet away. And next thing I know, I got this bitch, you know, who's like as tall, or, you know, sitting here trying to hide behind a fucking wheelchair pushing this man. I'm like, goddamn. But, so, it gets better. Well, my buddy, he ended up running into her one day when we was going out to recess. That boy wasn't allowed to go outside for the rest of the year. So, you know, come 7th grade, you know, here we go again, you know, retirement. Yeah, we don't have to deal with this whole hag anymore.
She's at your high school.
Come back freshman year, she's at our fucking high school. I'm like, what the hell? I believe she became a bus driver. She drove bus 1.
She's the bus. How can she look over the windshield, man? I don't understand.
Exactly.
She has a booster seat.
So now, most ages, okay, this is just going to be a rough estimate, you know. Most high school freshmen are like between the ages of 14 to 16. Process that. Freshmen
16?
at high school. It depends, you know, there's situations, whatever. I know people who are 16 that are freshmen.
Alright, you should just quit if you're 16, you're a freshman. You should just quit.
So,
just day one, just walk in and say, I quit.
Just shit on the floor and leave. So
put a pipe bomb in the sink.
Throw it in like the nurse's sink or some shit so they can't get medical assistance.
So they can't.
So here she is on this bus, and I knew a couple buddies who used to ride the bus with her. She'd lose her every day on them. They had assigned seats the whole fucking night. They weren't allowed to use their phones. Like, it was a god awful time. And to put the fucking icing on the cake, you can't talk, you can't be on your phone, you're with some fucking stranger that's probably gonna fucking murder you in 6 weeks, because you don't know who's gonna shoot up the school these days. She starts playing fucking, like, shit you'd play for your 4-year-old, like, you know, the wheels on the bus go round and round, shit like that.
Play some gospel music.
My God, I bet you those kids were praying for some goddamn gospel music. Like, seriously,
is she still the bus driver? Was that what you're saying? She's still the bus driver?
I believe she is.
Oh my God. Shoot her.
Wait, no, she retired. No, she retired again. She probably had a fucking college somewhere.
Dude, as soon as you go to college, she's gonna be your freaking teacher.
If she's my teacher,
I would like to revisit the cafeteria part of your story.
No, please don't.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with his story, actually, other than the fact that it took place in the cafeteria.
Okay, so what?
There was this one kid in my school who would swallow whole carrots, then spit them out of his throat fast enough to give people bruises on their face.
Oh god.
He would swallow carrots whole and shoot them out of his throat at kids.
See,
No.
you got shit like that going on.
Anybody
in your
eat
school.
them?
In my school, we got kids eating whole fucking fruit. I'm not joking. There's a kid that you hand him a banana, he eats the whole damn thing.
There was some dude that ate quarters.
What? Oh,
I'm serious. He would just swallow quarters whole and just sit there and eat them.
A flashback to, 2nd grade when a kid told me he ate a penny and he shit it out. Like how the hell are you just... What was he trying to do?
I'm not even lying either. I sat there and saw him eat like 5 quarters and it's...
What?
And I'm like, are you retarded?
How the hell do you manage to eat 5 fucking quarters?
You put them in your mouth and swallow them.
That's not the point.
I mean, he was...
It's really not that hard to do. The real question is, why would you swallow 5 quarters?
Maybe he had an
he's
iron
borderline
deficiency.
retarded.
That explains a lot. Dude.
Do you have any good fight stories from your school?
Fight stories, let's see. Oh my god. There was one time...
fought in our school, they just brought guns.
Okay, no, I've got one. This was, because... fighting didn't really happen in my school, but when it did, it happened on the other end of the fucking school. And this was the one time I was, like, the absolute closest you could be to this goddamn fight.
Hold on, what do you mean the other side of your school?
Exactly what I said. The other side
Is
of the
your school split up into 2 sides, or is it just a big school?
Like
It's
on the
big
other
school.
side, like in the hall. On the other side of the hall.
Yeah, it'd be like, you'd be in the main office, and in the back by the gym is where it is. So
it just never happened near you?
Basically. There was, and then this one happened in my science teacher's class, Miss Casey. So, we're sitting there, we got a new student. We're gonna call this new student Steve. Okay?
Okay.
The student Steve was a good friend it was my one friend's cousin. He's new to the school. Okay? He sits next to me, we start bullshitting, la-di-da. Well...
Okay.
Now, we got this one kid. I need a good black name.
Just give my real name. Just give him his
Tyrone.
name.
Okay,
I don't care. Tyrone.
Okay, so we got Tyrone and Steve. Tyrone's black. He plays on the football team. Stereotypical black kid in fucking school.
Well, what white man is named Tyrone?
Give me enough time, I can find one. I find a 60-year-old man who plays Call of Duty on the regular.
Tyrone. Okay.
So, I'm sitting there, and we start working on a group project. And it's me, the kid next to me, and, Tyrone, and this other person next to him.
The black man.
Yeah. So, the way she has it is like the typical science classroom desks, the long tables, blacked out,
Mm-hmm.
So, we're sitting there, and, like, something happens, and this kid, like, he pisses him off. So Tyrone turns around and slaps the fuck out of him. Meanwhile, I'm sitting right next to Steve. Right next to him. Steve just ever so patiently gets up, pushes his chair and walks all the way around, and dude, like, I have never heard someone get smacked so hard in my life. Now, Tyrone claimed to be a black belt in something. For all I know, it could be in Chinese. I don't know.
I'm a black belt and not having a black belt.
So here I am.
I have a black belt.
So he gets up, and then they start going fucking at it. Like, the kid got fucking slammed on the table in front of me, thrown down the fucking thing. Next thing I know, they're fucking sitting here pressed up against the wall. My teacher's freaking out, like, what the fuck do I do in this shit? Like, 3 other teachers came in to get these 2 kids to break up, and I'm just like, I just witnessed a kid get thrown across my desk. Then there was one. This one
Hey,
happened.
you did not want to start fights in my school because it's like 80% black. So that explains a lot. You did not. A white man does not start a fight there.
Well, so the high school I was supposed to go to before I moved is like probably 95%. And like this one kid I know who used to go there, he said there was always this one
I literally
bathroom.
graduated with like 5 white people.
Jesus
Everybody
Christ.
else was black. It was like 70 people.
Oh my God, how small of a fucking town you live in, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, how many people I graduated with? Yeah, it was 70 people.
Dude, I'm gonna
5 of
graduate
them
with like
white.
300.
5 were white.
So,
Maybe 10. No more than 10.
10 white people or 10 people who graduated?
Both.
So, I have a real bad habit of being late to my 8th and 9th period. It's my computer science class, and I wonder
Oh,
if
you
I'm
have
struggling.
8th and 9th? Good God.
So, I'm
I only
sitting
had
here.
like a 6th.
No, yeah, we have 9 periods.
Mine goes to 8.
Jesus Christ. Our classes are only 42 minutes long, though, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
I have
like an hour.
I have 4 on one day and 4 on another day. Then on Fridays we have every class.
What?
Friday suck. I would avoid every Friday.
Well, the classes are half as long.
I believe it's my buddy Snow, who... It was one of my Xbox friends, I can tell you that. He go to school for like a week and then get a week off.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I did, but I was absent.
In like school, not like college, like actual high school and fucking shit like that.
What school does he go to?
I don't know, but I wanted to sign the fuck up. So,
just get homeschool and just get it all.
I mean,
I did that for a year.
So then who's going to be a school
How'd that
tutor?
work out for you?
I mean, it was easy. I was getting done with everything
Yeah, you did do it.
before 12 o'clock.
But here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. This personally, I don't agree with homeschooling, because if you think about it, you get trapped in a box all day, okay, and you don't really go anywhere. You don't make friends.
Box.
Yeah.
You're trapped in your house.
I don't go outside anyways.
Oh, so what do you do? Fucking jerk off a mountain lion in your corner?
What?
What? You heard me.
What did a mountain lion have to do with anything?
I'm just glad I'm out of school.
Huh? You want to let the mountain lion out of school?
I'm glad I'm out of school. There's no mountain lion in my school.
You don't have a mountain lion in your school? Jesus Christ, I feel bad for you.
Oh.
Hold on, back
An
to the
old man though.
There's this one kid in my school who got his head slammed into a water fountain so hard, 2 years later the dent was still in the water fountain.
Oh, well, yeah, but...
The water fountain.
There was this one fight that got real bad. I remember it now. There was... so.
You mean a water drinking fountain thing?
Yeah.
What?
Are you talking about an actual, like, a big ceramic water fountain in the middle of the hallway?
No, the metal ones, they updated them,
mean-
man. Old ass.
How long has it been since you were in school?
I have both at my school.
This is a huge metal water fountain. I don't know, just whatever, get on with the story.
Your school just has one of the big garden fountains sitting in the center of
This
it.
is a big guard fountain with a bunch of water.
That's what you're allowed to drink from?
Y'all got an actual
just drink
fountain
from
that y'all
everybody
drink from?
else.
Like, y'all got a decorative fucking piece in the middle of your school, just shitting water
we
everywhere?
just drink out of buckets. We just dip buckets out of the fountain and just drink out of the buckets.
Did you carry the buckets around with you? Did you guys build sandcastles in there?
Yeah, you would carry it around your neck.
The water fountains at my school were disgusting. People would cover the little nozzle water comes out of with their gum. It was the most disgusting thing ever.
See, you know, I low-key
So you
have
bring your own water.
I low-key have PTSD from water fountains because one day I was walking in the hallway and I just seen this kid throw up all over one, and like, it makes you wonder.
God.
It makes you wonder how many
Oh
people
God.
have thrown
Oh,
up in this
God.
water fountain.
I never even thought about people throwing up on a water fountain. I've never.
And then think about
I
how, like,
never
the
thought
plaque
of that.
build up and shit. Like, water fountains are kind of disgusting.
I've seen a water fountain just fall off of a wall before.
I've
Oh.
only drunk from one twice.
Hold on. No, this is a good story. So, I'm sitting in my math class, and we have a sub. We got this kid, he's a class clown. And it's so bad he actually got kicked out of the class. So, the substitute teacher spilled his coffee. Okay? So, it was a chick. Oh, that's what made things better. So, she's like, oh, she kind of had like that, retarded feeling like, okay, I just spilled coffee everywhere. And it was all over the fucking sub plans, too. So this is going to be a shit show of a nightmare. So, because like half of our class was good, like good people, and the other half was like your class clowns. And it was like their group of friends. So it made shit so much worse. But the class was funny as shit, though. I sat in the back, so I didn't have to worry about anything. I just sat in the back laughing all period. So she spills her coffee all over the sub plans. I'm not telling you it's like a little cup of coffee. No, I'm telling you it's like she had a fucking gallon of coffee.
Anyways.
So she spills the coffee, and she tries sitting here grabbing like tissues, like actual like tissues, and starts trying to soak this up. And the kid's like, do you need like toilet paper or paper towels? And she's like, yeah, do you have any? And the kid's like, no, I'll go get some though. She's like, no, it's fine. But I mean, like 6 people asked to go get paper towels. So this kid just like completely ignores her, leaves to go get paper towels. The dude came back with the whole paper towel mount. Not just like a couple. No, he brought the whole fucking thing. The whole roll, the whole container for the roll. And she looks at him and says, where did you get that? And he's like, I just found it laying in the middle of the hallway. And she's like... And we look at her, like the whole class starts dying laughing the second he sees him come in with this. And we're like, what the fuck? And the whole class starts breaking out laughing, trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And it's like, what in the hell? Well, she finally pulls like half the fucking roll out to get this coffee situated, and she's like, okay, take this back. And he like barely steps 2 feet out of the classroom and sits in the middle of the floor. And I'm just like, and I want to look at this kid and say, is that actually where you found it? And he's like, yeah, I actually found it in the middle of the hallway. I'm like, what in the hell? Then there was another time, this math class, man, I wish this kid would come back. So, we're sitting in class, and there's this kid, his name's Jimmy. Jimmy didn't go to school that day. So we had a sub, once again, because she likes to have her subs. So this random ass kid that's in their friend zone with the kid who fucking brought the paper towel dispenser comes in, and he's acting as Jimmy. He dipped out of his class to go into my math class and act as Jimmy. Well, finally, the teacher went through and said, this isn't where you sit, because she was doing attendance. And he's like, oh, okay, well, she moved me over here. And everyone's like, yeah. So I'm just like, okay, this is how this fucking shit show is gonna be today. And he gets up and asks, can I go to the bathroom? He's like, yeah. And he doesn't come back. Keep this in mind. He does not come back for the rest of the period. Meanwhile, the kid he was posing as wasn't there that day. So my math class is, 5th period. Imagine only showing up to 5th period. You have 9 periods and only show up to 1. In the middle of the goddamn day. There's something fucking sketchy here. So, this one kid, he keeps asking to go to the bathroom. And he's like, the teacher keeps saying no, because this kid's gone. And it's been like 30 minutes this kid's been gone. And he keeps telling him no, and it's like, and finally he looks at him, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's not coming back. Well, he's like, fine, go to the bathroom. Well, this teacher gets on the phone and calls our disciplinary, saying this kid hasn't showed up to class for a half hour. He's been in the bathroom the whole time. Now, if I'm ever in the bathroom for that period long of time, and teacher comes in there and says, "What the hell are you doing?" I'd look at him and be dead straight. I'm jerking off. Leave me the fuck alone. Like as a teacher, how do you react to that? A kid sits there and tells you he's beating off in a fucking locker? Do you know how many stories I've heard of kids beating off in class?
You get kicked out.
Not in my schools. Not in my
Well, I
school.
mean, why would you do that in a public restroom?
No, in class. Not the public restroom, in class.
What?
I've...
Are you?
What were you gonna say? Go ahead with that.
No. Oh,
There was a
this
girl in
guy-
my school who did that stuff in class.
There was a
But-
girl.
But it's
Mhm.
here's the thing, it's different.
I'm going to
What
your
grade were
school.
you in? Let's oh my god. What grade were you
It
in?
was this grade, like
What grade
this
are you in?
year.
Okay, so it's this year. Now, let's take a moment, okay? Put yourself in my shoes. We're gonna rewind to what? 3rd grade. 3rd grade.
Yeah, you already told me the story. Oh man.
And you're just sitting there chilling, minding your own business.
And just look over.
And you and like you say, you look over, you look to your left, you know, but not paying any mind. And this kid just and you like, what the fuck? And you see, and like this, keep in mind, this school was basically all black people. And this kid wasn't no little kid. I mean, he was like a good 300 pounds. Good 300 pounds. Think of how proportionate this man is, being 300
I
pounds.
thought you
in
said it
3rd
was
grade.
retarded.
I think he was retarded. I don't know. I can't. I don't. This kid. No, it's a different kid. Keyshawn was retarded. So, yeah, Keyshawn was that kid who, you know, would always ask for like, you know how schools have contraband? He'd always ask to see someone's contraband, and he would always get it taken.
What?
Like, and you know how in certain
My
some-
school doesn't have contraband.
No, like, you know how in like junior high you couldn't have like phones, you couldn't chew gum, shit like that.
So rules?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes and no. But, like, if you got caught on it, you'd get it taken away and shit, so it's like, okay, whatever. So,
Teachers take away gum?
sometimes.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah.
So,
Not in the high school. I mean, that's...
no, high school, you're free fucking
No.
range to do whatever. You know how many times I got bitched at for being on my goddamn phone in the middle of class? So, there
College
was
is so different.
this one
You can be on
kid.
your phone all day.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. You're paying them. They don't matter to them.
Yeah, well...
Until you start hitting, like, you know, 1.5 GPA, then they're like, fuck you, get out of this bitch. You gonna drop the
That's what
numbers.
my teacher was like to this black chick. And he was like... He never said her name, but he always was like, some people in here need to start doing homework. I know it was her. She's the only one that didn't do anything.
See, have you ever been in like your point
He would
exactly?
never say her name though, because she was the only black person in the room.
There's that one teacher
He
that
didn't want to be
always
racist.
there's always that one teacher who you know deep down is talking about you, and you acknowledge it, but you don't want to seem like a retard in front of the whole class. You're like, oh shit, are you talking about me? There were so many instances of like shit like that happening in one of my class. Like what?
Oh no, I always did that. If I felt like the teacher was talking about me, I would just say it out loud, so everybody would laugh.
See, there was one day I was sitting in
I was okay with being made fun of. That was funny too.
I was sitting in class one day and I was talking to this person and we were talking about Breaking Bad. And you know, I was in 8th grade and I'm a senior in high school now. So, you know, it's been out for a hot minute. I thought, you know, they would have finished the fucking show already. So I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, fucking Walter died. That shit sucked. I should have gave a spoiler warning, but she just looked at me like, I'm gonna beat you with the goddamn stick. It took me a minute to process in my head, and I'm like, I looked at her and I said, you didn't finish the show, did you? She's like, no. I'm like, well, it came out like 7 years ago. I thought you'd be done with it already.
Right.
Like,
Oh, that ended a long time ago.
it ended so long ago, they made a fucking part 2. But
Yeah.
part 2 wasn't out.
They already made a movie about it.
Yeah, I watched the movie. Don't watch that movie. That movie's dog shit. No, it's so bad.
I didn't watch the show.
Don't watch the movie.
I had a kid in
How am
my
I gonna
class
watch the
who used
movie? I don't even
scissors
know
to
what it's
cut his
about.
hand open
I've never
and then
watched
wrote
the show.
help. He wrote help on his desk in blood.
Who the fuck's gonna help
It's
you?
just about some
Fucking
method.
mouse?
I mean, I don't really care about that.
He was just,
I mean, I can just
no,
go down the street and look at that.
He was,
I mean, be
he
thankful
was
you
that
don't.
one
Some
kid that, like,
method with cancer. I mean, you just look down the street. I mean,
he
ain't
was the
nothing
one kid in the
different.
school who, like, would do anything for attention. He, like, pulled down his pants and ran down hallways in front of teachers, and somehow he never got in trouble.
Speaking of pulling people's
And
pants
then
down.
that one day you find
Like-
out he's retarded.
Yeah, he walked up to a teacher and was like, "Do you want to see how fast I
Okay,
can run?" And he
okay.
pulled down his pants and started running down the hallway.
You know, one of someone in this thing's gonna get in shit for calling people retards, so I don't want to be directed at me. So I'm
I
calling
don't
this kid
care.
special needs. So
I'm gonna keep
They're-
saying retarded because special needs can be autistic and can be disabled.
yeah, this
Yeah, I
kid
have
was
two
disabled.
brothers who are autistic.
May as well call him retarded.
I have two autistic brothers. That's not
Oh.
me just being mean, like they literally have autism.
One of my good friends had
I
autism.
mean, I'm
that was a
not
hell of a story.
being mean. I'm just you can't really.
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
I'm
really
just
know.
saying, like, he's talking about how people get
So
offended, but like,
let me because we had this one
it's
kid.
not that big of a deal.
We're going. I'm gonna call him Frankie. Frankie had a
May as well
walker.
call him with his real name.
His real name is Frankie.
Oh,
So Frankie had a walker.
well, don't call him Frankie. You can't give out his real name.
No.
You're live streaming. You can't give out your real name.
Good thing
They
it's
has
not
got
Frankie.
last names, not first names.
I don't know. No one knew this kid's last
Call
name.
call him Jasper. Call
I
him
don't even-
Jasper.
Being honest, I don't even know if this kid's actual name was Frankie. Like no one knew his name. I think it was
He,
just
he
kind of
was
a
that
thing
kid that people just made up the name for.
Yeah, because no one knew who he was. Because no one ever like seen him outside of like class and stuff. Because he would always walk around during like class periods, and he'd be in this classroom by the bell. So this was my freshman English, and our teacher, she's teaching the lesson, and this kid starts walking down the hallway, and all you hear is, "Ah."
Is he retarded?
So, meanwhile, he's in a walker. So, like a minute
Is
or
it a
two goes by.
walker?
Yeah, a walker. So a minute or two goes by, and all you hear is, ah,
Oh,
and it
God.
keeps getting louder and louder and louder. Well, finally, everyone in
keeps
the well, it's right outside the door at this point, and everyone starts dying laughing. Here I am thinking, he's gonna pull some shit, fucking, what's that Red Rum movie? Or it's about a dude in a cabin, and he like starts cutting down the door to get to his wife. You know what I'm talking about? They're like in a snow
What?
lodge, and
Yeah.
what's the name of that movie?
That's you named it.
What? Is it actually Red Rum?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
What
like
is it?
It's like
Oh my
Sunshine or
God.
some shit.
Anyways,
So the whole class starts dying laughing. I mean, like everyone. The smart kids, the funny kids, the kids who don't give a shit. And the teacher just kind of like, when teachers stop writing because they're pissed off. She did that. She like threw the chalk at like the chalk holder. And kind of
you
like...
had a chalkboard? How broke was your school?
Well, no, we have chalkboards
Yeah,
and
my
smart
school
boards.
had whiteboards with erase markers.
Okay, our school was built in like the
My
fucking
school
70s.
has TVs that we write everything on.
Yeah, so,
So
did we.
you had chalkboards. You didn't have a marker board. Is that?
No,
is that what you're saying?
it was a mix in every class. Some teachers had chalkboards, whiteboards,
Anyway.
smartboards. Every teacher had a whiteboard, or not whiteboard, smartboard. So she kind of turns around and looks at us, and she's like, "I hope you guys aren't laughing at what I think you're laughing." Everyone the room just got like dead silent after that.
I would
And
have
I'll-
kept laughing. I mean,
and-
like, what's she gonna do? Tell you you can't laugh at something?
And all you hear right after, I hope you guys aren't, like, the room was dead silent, and all you heard in the background was, ah, and the giggles popped right back up. Everyone just couldn't hold it anymore. Dude, she started losing her fucking shit, and we're like, my god. Then there was Frankie was an interesting character. Frankie was real interesting. Then, oh, there was a time.
Yeah, that's why I want to be a substitute teacher.
So do I. I had this one substitute teacher. I forget his name.
All you need is an associate's degree. So.
All you need is what?
Associate's degree.
Okay. But no, that kid who brought in that paper towel dispenser while I'm thinking of it. He skipped class to go hang out with his girlfriend. Now in the middle of our school we have a courtyard. And all there's classes that outline the courtyard. And he sat at the picnic table that was right in front of the window while the teacher had the window open. And he didn't acknowledge that that was her window. And she's sitting here taking attendance. And she's like, where's Gabe? And everyone's just kind of staring out the window at this point. And then one kid just kind of points. And she's like, what? And she looks over out the window. And she's like, are you kidding me? So she goes over to the window and she says, well, if you're gonna be stupid enough to skip class, don't sit outside the teacher's window. And then the kid looks at her and he's like, oh shit. And the teacher walks over to the phone, calls a fucking disciplinary, and like 15 minutes later the kid comes fucking walking in and it's like, how dumb can you be? Sometimes I wonder if this kid's dumber than the fucking trying to put concrete on your second floor.
Oh god.
You know, I'm genuinely
There was a teacher that almost died in my school one day.
From what?
Some freshman.
Overdose.
You know that? No, you know that like
meth in the
liquid
background?
fart spray stuff.
Liquid meth.
Oh my god.
He tried to snort liquid concrete.
They were spraying that stuff in the classroom, and it turns out the substitute teacher had asthma, and she almost died from an asthma attack in the middle of the classroom from it.
Speaking of that, dude, we were...
Oh
Dude,
man, this is why you need an emergency dog with you.
see, what the fuck's emergency dog gonna do?
For
Little
CPR.
You gonna give you CP fucking R? What's the dog gonna do? Shit on your chest? Like...
It can carry around an inhaler or something.
The dog will call 911 and tell the police you have asthma.
How is he gonna give you the goddamn inhaler? Is he gonna
The dog has
sneeze it
leg
out?
alert.
You say sniff alert? I mean, where exactly do you put this fucking inhaler? Do you strap it to his stomach? Like, what do you do? Put it up his butt?
It's just like a little police dog vest. You have
He
pockets
just
and stuff.
teabags you so that you can get your inhaler.
He
just-
just stands over you and guards you from people trying to steal you.
He starts walking over your body so no one knows you, and he keeps dragging his balls across your face. You're starting to have an asthma attack, and now you got dog balls stuck in your mouth. Can't fucking breathe. Like, what do you do in that situation? You
have
just
a
like
freaking
accept
pit bull
death?
as an emergency dog.
I mean, it's an emergency ball
I want
dropping he
that.
needs.
I'm definitely getting a pit bull as an emergency dog.
For what? What do you think he's
So we
gonna
don't
do?
attack people.
He gonna guard over you while you having that fucking asthma attack. Ain't nobody saving your ass today. But like, how in the hell does like some of these things happen in school? Like, oh, speaking of asthma, dude, I missed the bus. There was, oh my god, I gotta tell you about this one kid asking the bus driver about a sandwich. So, let me finish my asthma attack thing. So we have an assembly, and I didn't realize that this liquid ass spray my friend bought only lasts for 5 minutes. So we're sitting at this assembly, and we're sitting in like the corner, so no one no, we weren't sitting in the corner. We were sitting dead smack in the middle of it. So the kid starts going through and starting to spray this fart spray, spray, and he starts spraying me. Everyone kind of turned around, was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And there was like kids gagging and shit, getting ready to throw up. I think a few kids did throw up. So much for his new Jordans. So finally, it progresses, and you know, we get everything cleared out with the assembly. You know, kids throwing up and shit. Speaking of assemblies, they were doing some like basketball thing, and there was a special needs kid who wore a helmet around the school, and while they were playing basketball, the special needs kid's basketball was her helmet.
What?
What?
She didn't get a basketball, she got her
The
helmet.
What? The helmet looked like a basketball.
Yeah,
She was using her helmet as a basketball?
So she was sitting here throwing her helmet at the backboard. And
Oh god.
and our school has 1,300 people in it. And there's just this one kid just sitting here throwing this helmet at the basketball or the backboard, and it's like,
Oh wow, you're at the assembly?
yes.
So you're all just sitting there staring at this dude throwing a helmet at the basketball court.
Oh no, it was a girl. It was a girl. Let me phrase that as a girl. So it's like, are you serious? Everyone else gets basketball, but you give the special kid a helmet? Like, come on. So
Clearly she didn't mind.
I mean, she probably got to take it off.
Was she
after 20 minutes
bouncing it?
in
Did
there.
it bounce?
Do you think a helmet's gonna bounce off a backboard?
Yeah, was she able to dribble?
What do you think? Like, what do you think will happen when she falls? She's gonna bounce right
Did she
back
do
up.
some layups?
She's shorter than Miss Diane. So
Anyways, asthma.
This kid no longer wants his fart spray. I mean, he had this shit in a bag, like all duct taped up. Like this shit smelled bad. So, no pun intended.
You don't say.
So, he gives it to me. Because he didn't want it no more. So I got this bright idea to sit here and use it on the bus. I sprayed a couple sprays, kept spraying my buddies. And shit got real bad. Everyone started putting the windows down. Well, so, about a week goes by of me fucking with people on this bus. So, finally I look at my friend. I'm like, you want it? He's like, yeah! So he goes through and one day he starts spraying it and spraying it and spraying it and spraying it. Like, I mean, he emptied the bottle and I gave it to him with the half bottle left. So here we are in a bus, like as you got worse, like the stench like leveled up or escalated. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. A rotten egg or two, and then it was like 80 rotten eggs, and then it's like licking toilet or porta potty water, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then finally, it smelled like the inside of like Golem's ass or Smeagol, whatever you want to call him. And like imagine if you're in Smeagol's ass and like 2 girls 1 cup starts going on. Trust me, that would probably be a much more pleasant time than this. It was fucking bad. Well, here's the thing: the one girl on our bus had asthma. And we're sitting in all the way at the back of
Was
the
it
bus.
the girl with the helmet?
No, different girl. So they rode on. I think they rode on a different bus. I wouldn't be surprised if she rode bus 1.
Well, if they were on your bus, then clearly they were on a different bus.
So we were sitting in the back of the bus. People are getting sprayed with this, you know, oodles of this shit's getting sprayed. No pun intended. So, finally, this girl starts, like, freaking out.
Where was the pun at in that sentence?
You're talking about, you know, liquid ass, okay? And the shit. So, I don't know, I just might be retarded. It's like 3 in the fucking
Yeah,
morning.
it's basically just a container of it.
It's 4 in the
There's
morning.
not really a pun there.
So, that's not the point here. So, it finally starts, like, flowing upwards to the front of the bus because everything's shut. And the first stop takes like a good 10 minutes to get to, and that's when he did it. Was before the first stop, like left school and started going.
So whenever it wasn't that bad, everybody was opening the windows, but whenever it's the worst, nobody's opening any windows.
Oh my, there's so many no. We're sitting here talking. That's all we're doing.
Now we have to go play.
Yeah.
We're not playing. We're not playing.
So I should have closed this session. So I'm actually live streaming telling a story, so if you can give me a minute. So this fart spray starts making its way up into the middle of the bus. And this girl starts having an anxiety attack. Well, like, she started freaking out. She opened the emergency door. She started, like, projectile vomiting out the window. And, like, half of us are dying. Half of us are trying not to die from the stench. And it's like, what the fuck? Finally, the bus driver realized what's going on. Because she can't go anywhere.
Were the cars behind you swerving to avoid her vomit?
It was some, like, back road. So it was some back road, so we didn't really have to worry about anything. Because there's only one entrance to the street. So, and, I mean, the street's conveniently located next to a cemetery. Cemetery, not cemetery. Retarded stroke. Nah. So, I mean, if she would have died, we could have just, like, dug up a spot and just dropped her there and been good to go.
It's a freaking projectile vomiting.
So...
You find that really funny, don't you?
So, it finally catches up to the bus driver.
That's so weird.
And the stench is starting to catch up to her, and because she can't go anywhere because of the emergency window being open, she stops, gets back, and she's like, what is this goddamn smell? And all of us are sitting here just, you know, shirts over our noses, trying not to die and vomit in the back ourselves. And this teacher, or the bus driver, she's like, what is that smell? And this one kid's like, I don't know, but I think someone farted.
One kid farted and everybody's dying.
And she's like, no, they're back there spraying shit. And we keep pushing the line of, oh yeah, they farted. Well, I think the blame got put on someone and he ended up getting like a 3-week suspension from the bus.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and because it's a safety hazard for the asthma thing. And we're sitting here and we're just trying to figure out this whole spiel of this fucking bullshit. And
well, how does he go home if he can't ride the bus?
He'd ride a rhinoceros home. He'd take his rhinoceros into school.
Oh.
He gets his steps in.
I didn't think about that.
Well, yeah, you always got to think about the rhinoceros, man. I mean, if you're sitting in the middle of school and a school shooter comes in, all you gotta do is hide behind your rhinoceros. You're good to go.
You just whistle and your rhinoceros comes charging through the wall.
A fucking Kool-Aid Man style.
What?
Next thing you know, you have a talking rhino that says, oh yeah! Just barges in through the fucking wall. See, if you had concrete floors, you wouldn't have to worry about those things. So...
that would be concrete walls, but okay.
There already are concrete walls, so you can't have concrete walls if there's concrete walls. You have 2 layers of concrete walls, what the hell's that gonna do?
Stop bullets?
You mean to tell me if you're using that minigun against the mice, that's gonna stop that? 2 layers of concrete? How thick is concrete?
I don't know. 5 feet?
5 feet? Well, yeah, you can shoot that bitch with the minigun all day, every day. At some point, you bound to.
Well, you said 2 layers, so that'd be like 10 feet of concrete. I don't see a bullet going through 10 feet of concrete.
Oh. I sure in hell don't see a mouse getting shot with that either. I don't understand how a mouse would get in concrete poured.
Shoot somebody with concrete.
Like, you know, my thing is what happens if you ingest concrete? Like you get that shit in your stomach, like you just straight eat concrete. Like you go to ham. Like,
your stomach just becomes a rock.
So does it like
you would die?
Let's let's not have the idea of us dying here. Let's go through and process the fact of us like going through.
I don't even want to think about that because this is gonna make me want to eat concrete.
See. I mean, I'll make you up a bet if you want to go there. I'll take like.
I'm good. I mean, I'm good.
So
Why'd you have
talking
your
about
daily
the dangers of eating cement makes you want to eat concrete?
You don't want to eat concrete? Have you never eaten concrete?
I mean,
No.
What the
I
fuck
hate
are you missing
McDonald's.
out? I mean, it just adds a little flavoring. You just go through, take a chicken,
Yeah,
and
you
McChicken,
just
and
add
you just
some
wrap it in concrete.
strawberry flavoring to it, and then
Just add food coloring. It'll be good. Just cut it out in a
just
cookie
add
shape.
food coloring and
Just cut it out and, you know,
Yeah,
you just
cookie
get cookie
shape.
cutters. Next thing you know, you're getting a gingerbread man cookie, or concrete cookie.
that'd be good.
Like, okay, let's take this gingerbread man concrete.
Does anybody even
bread
actually
man.
like gingerbread? Gingerbread is disgusting.
It's okay.
I've never ate it.
What if you ever made a gingerbread house?
It's like actually
But
as
I
hard
didn't
as
eat
rock,
one.
and it tastes awful.
I didn't eat it. I mean,
You never ate it? Nothing?
people's hands have been all over it. I don't want to eat after people.
That's why you wash your hands. What do? Fucking bust a nut on the bitch and leave?
Well, yeah, that's how you put it together.
I mean, you do gotta put a lot of icing on that.
Yeah, you run out of icing, you just
Yeah,
got some natural icing.
Yeah. What the
Um,
icing is. It's a family tradition.
The final touches. Like the star, right before you put the star on the Christmas tree, you put the icing on the gingerbread house.
Like, imagine, you know, like Christmas is coming around.
Put the
and, you know,
icing on the tree.
just go through and imagine.
Put
You
the
know,
icing on the presents. Make a bow out of it.
oh my god. Just imagine, you know, your family. You know, you're getting ready for the holidays. You know, it's about a week before Christmas, and you know, it's you know 7 in the morning, and you know, your like dad comes out of his room and starts banging on your fucking door, you know, acting like World War III is going on, and says, "We're making a fucking gingerbread house. Get your ass up." Wakes up the whole house, you know, your whole family. There's like, you know, let's just say a good 10 people chilling at your dining room table. And next thing you know, your uncle looks at you and says, "Drop your
How many
pants,
people
boy."
in your house? There's 10 people at your dining room table?
No, there's only 4 in my house. 3 technically.
You said 10.
And why would you have
Did he
10
not say
people
10?
there?
There
Did
are
he not
people
say
in
Yeah.
10?
not in my house, but I'm saying a house. Okay, it could be fucking Steve.
Well, who has 10 people in their house? I got 3.
Okay, the
I don't
closest
even have
I've,
enough. We only got 4 chairs at the dining room table.
the closest
Well, I
I've
mean,
seen
my
10 is 8.
grandma had like 14 people in her house, living in her house.
The closest I've seen anything is 8.
I don't think there's ever been any more than 8 people in my house ever.
So just go with me on
Anyways,
this.
you're making gingerbread house with 10
So-
people at the dining room table. It's a freaking coffee table, little end table.
But just hear me out. So you go through, you got 10 people in your house, and your uncle looks at you and says, "It's your turn to ice in the gingerbread house." What do you do?
You
What?
say, yes, I've been waiting years for this moment. And
Like,
then
is this
Hey,
your
the
proud
icing on the
moment to
gingerbread
fulfill
house.
the family dynasty? Or do you, like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how you become a man in your family.
you
This
just,
ain't no
you just
goddamn
drink a
bar
gallon of
mitzvah.
milk and just do it.
Like the
What's the
Indians,
fuck
you
gallon
got
of milk
left
gonna
out in
do?
the desert at the age of 12. But in your house, you have to put the icing on the gingerbread house, and then you
Wait,
become
hold
a
on,
man.
Wait, I got a question. So,
Imagine being an adopted Chinese man.
like...
That's
Okay.
all.
wait.
That's all
What
I
kind of
gotta say.
parents
That's all I
What-
gotta say.
What kind of parents does adopted Chinese man have? Don't tell me he's got like black pants or some shit.
Oh my fucking god.
You know black Asians exist? Like, my thing is like, okay, so you know how, you know, we call black people in the United States by the, you know, the proper name, African Americans. So now, if you got an
Okay.
you got a black Chinese man, is he African Chinese?
African American Chinesian.
Or is he a blazon?
Chinesian.
What would this man
I was
be?
hoping nobody caught that.
He's Afro-Chinese.
Afro Chinese. Oh my god.
Afro-Asian.
Oh, Jesus.
Asian with an afro. That's what he is.
He gonna steal your Jordan Jamie calculator.
He's gonna steal my child.
What? You mean he gonna buy some milk? He gonna buy some milk, run away? He's been still buying milk to this goddamn day.
Imagine being black and Chinese. You're not gonna have a father.
What? Well, I mean, you see, here's the thing. You get to be smart at math, you get a big schlong, and, I mean, to be honest, being a black Chinese would be kind of great, if you think about it.
No, I think that being black would mean you don't have a dad, and that being Chinese cancels out the big schlong part of.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna average schlong.
And
Oh,
then
you
you also being black makes you automatically not smart.
Yeah, you just kind of balance out
So-
your
Oh,
life.
that's
it all
racist.
just
You
cancels
call
out.
black people stupid.
Okay, I'm speaking from stereotypes.
You're calling black people stupid. I'm not offended. I'm just
Have
saying
you
you're
ever
calling
been in a
black people
Call of Duty
stupid.
Modern Warfare search and destroy lobby?
Okay, black people are stupid.
I mean, seriously. Anyone who sits here and plays this game understands the toxicity of the goddamn search and destroy lobby. And anyone who watches the game on YouTube sit here and sees, oh, you know, the rainbows and roses. No.
What?
It's goddamn
The
war zone in
second
the
they
lobby.
start losing it, automatically it's just
Oh,
cracker.
okay. Don't say the other one. I'm streaming. Please don't.
I'm not.
Don't. Okay.
Oh, that word.
Yeah.
I can't say that
the
for legal
infamous-
issues.
The infamous N-word. They gonna drop N-bombs.
Alright,
Oh,
can
I
we start a
wouldn't say
game,
that.
or are we just gonna sit
I
here all
wouldn't
night
play.
talking?
We have 5
No, I'm
people
not
in
playing.
here. I'm not trying to play.
Yeah, I'm sure these other two joined up with the intent of playing the game.
No,
No, they were
didn't.
trying to play search. That's what they're doing. Luke, you can talk.
That's what I'm trying to do, is play search.
I think Luke's headset is
No.
dead, dude.
So it only takes a half hour to charge, and we've been sitting here for 20 minutes. When was the first time you texted
Yeah.
me? Ben, do you remember fucking Miss Diane?
Oh, he went
Yes,
to
I
your
remember
school.
you.
Since when was I Miss Diane?
What's
I
up?
don't remember handing out your paperwork. I don't remember smoking a carton a day. Do you remember the time Adam ran into her and he wasn't allowed to go outside anymore? No, I'm serious. He wasn't allowed to go outside anymore.